Saiyans are incredibly powerful. At the height of their power, they were the main military force behind the Cold Empire and conquered planets like it was Tuesday. But that doesn't mean being a Saiyan is easy, so today I'm going to be telling you how you can survive as a low-class Saiyan warrior. Now, how you start out is entirely based on how you were born. You see, Saiyans have set protocols depending on how strong you are from birth, as the vast majority of Saiyans are born as low-class warriors. Basically, you were born with a power level of 2 to 50-ish, and you are incredibly weak by Saiyan standards, and what comes next isn't really going to be too fun. You see, low-class Saiyans, upon being born and having their power level scanned, are immediately sent off to distant planets with weak inhabitants to obliterate all intelligent life. Now remember, you were given no formal training or info. You are literally in the dark with no knowledge of the planet you were sent to, nor any knowledge on how to use ki, meaning no giant energy blast or major strategy to be utilized against the inhabitants, so you're pretty much doomed here. Okay, maybe I'm being a little harsh, as Saiyans are given some information as stated by Raditz, but it's more of an order, as you were simply told that you gotta kill everything on the planet and you gotta get back home after the job is done. So the major question that we actually have to ask is, how do we go about this? Well, it's gonna be difficult, but it's plausible. Most low-class warriors are sent to planets with weak inhabitants, but also frequent moon cycles. This means that we have an advantage, so let's assume that we're not complete dog water and that we have a power level of around 35 upon landing. If this is the case, after transforming, we'll possess a power level of around 350, which isn't a lot by any means, but remember, this is a weak planet deemed suitable for an infiltration baby, meaning most likely the average inhabitant's power level is only around 6 to 16, with maybe the occasional potential danger of a ki user who might be a problem if we weren't transformed. However, if we do meet a creature who has the ability to utilize ki, this could prove somewhat advantageous. You see, most Saiyans are incredibly gifted with ki, and we could theoretically figure out on our own, but if we meet someone who actively utilizes ki, we can copy them in order to give ourselves a much needed amp. However, you have to play your cards correctly. At this point, you're strong, but not wipe out a city strong. If you overdo it while untransformed, you most likely will be hunted down, overwhelmed, and then killed. When you do fight while untransformed, you must pick decent targets, such as small villages or settlements on the outskirts of cities. This will lower the chances that you run into some kind of trained guard who will have enough power to obliterate you while you're not in your grade 8 transformation. Now, with every small victory, you'll get a little bit stronger. Saiyan genes are great for this, not to mention your skill with ki will most likely increase during your time here, so keep moving from place to place and don't leave witnesses. If you do attack a village or town, be sure to kill everyone there. If you are transformed as a grade 8, this isn't really much of a problem, as you are most likely reducing the town to rubble in an hour or so at best. However, it is absolutely imperative that we make sure that not anyone, especially the government, figures out that we are the exact same monster that's been destroying towns. Finding the perfect battles and picking out who you destroy will make sure you survive your first year. Now, within a couple years on this planet, our power and knowledge will be at an all-time high, and if we've managed to avoid capture this long and you have been following my directions, you should have a power level of around 200, which again isn't much, but it's enough for what we need to do. We've gotten strong enough to become more bold with our tactics now. When attacking a city, just reduce it to a glass floor. Hardly anyone is going to be strong enough to stop you, especially if you are transformed. That being said, do not get cocky. Now that you're out in the open and people know of your whereabouts, elite teams will most likely be sent to attempt to exterminate you, or particularly powerful warriors you had simply not defeated yet. Now, no matter what happens or how powerful you think you are, do not be coaxed into battling multiple strong opponents at once. Instead, try to separate them and deal with them one at a time. Otherwise, they will most likely cut off chances of escape and attack your blind spots while you're dealing with the stronger fighters of the group. In the off chance that separating them is next to impossible, you have two options. The first is escape. Remember, energy sensing abilities or technology is rather rare, meaning most of the time, simply creating a smoke screen by blasting the surrounding area is an option for giving yourself an out. If this is impossible due to them possessing said abilities or tech, then we're basically screwed. That being said, even if it's a small chance of succeeding, your Saiyan biology may be able to allow you to walk away from this alive. First off, Saiyans regenerate stamina incredibly quickly, meaning if possible, utilizing hit and run tactics can possibly work with them wearing themselves out fast